Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. I see that there is some overwhelming response, right, on the program that we are conducting now. Welcome to 360 Digit MG. Digit stands for digital transformation, M stands for management, and G stands for governance. In today's session, we will understand about what is this profession called data science. What is a profession called artificial intelligence? Why are these two becoming extremely famous even at the time of economic turmoil, at the time of COVID-19 breakdown, right? So, why is that these are the two professions which are untouched even during the time of recession? We will understand all of those, and we will understand on what is our training program, how is it going to help you all, right? Even before you join any training institute, there are a few things that you need to understand. And those things are: number one, you have to understand the quality of the training. And that is the reason why you all are attending the session here. So you have to understand the quality of the training, number one. Number two, you have to understand the quality of trainer as well, right? Number three, what is the content, training content, right? And how reliable is that? And number four, you have to look at what is the kind of post training support that is provided, because majority of the training institutes focus on not providing post training support, but it focuses on just getting the training done. They focus on whether they are training the participants, yes or no. But with us, post training support is given extreme importance. Any training institute or educational institute that you join, you will have to focus upon these four aspects. Okay, that's number one. Next, we have also recently launched domain analytics, right? In domain analytics, we have a lot of programs such as life sciences, healthcare analytics, financial analytics, so on and so forth. Why are these important? These are important because as and how the competition increases, as and how the number of people who are getting trained in the space of data science, as and how that count is increasing, the competition is also increasing. And organizations are expecting not generic data scientists, but specific data scientists. Alongside understanding the data science, if you are from banking profession, financial analytics makes more sense. If you are from marketing, marketing analytics, so on and so forth. We have 50 plus domain analytics programs, which we have launched in the recent past. You can reap maximum benefits. And for people who enroll for our regular data science training, we also provide them with one of the domain analytics trainings for free. Next, our programs are so niche that City and Guilds, which is a UK based university, it has 150 plus years of history. And this City and Guilds has accredited our training programs. So our students can get City and Guilds certification, which carries a lot of value. It is backed by Queen of England. And for people who do not do graduation in UK, they go on to do City and Guilds certification and they become job employable. Our programs are also so niche that they are also accredited by University Technology Malaysia, which is one of the top 5 universities in Malaysia. And we also have a training which is approved by TUE SUD, which is a German based certification body, right? And we have also recently launched executive program for full stack data scientist, which is a 12 months program. Out of 12 months, our students have to travel to Malaysia for 1 month to work on the live project, and then they are going to get certificate during the convocation, which happens in UTM. These are the sample certificates that one would receive from UTM or City and Guilds. There is something called as ILM Assured. All these is something that you can achieve. All right. Even before I get started with, what is this data science certification program, which is delivered by 360 Digit MG, and why are we so different? Let me quickly introduce myself. I think it really makes sense for you all to know whom you're talking with, right? So just give me a minute while I open my profile. Here we go. That's my name, Bharani Kumar D. I happen to be a digital transformation expert and Industrial Revolution 4.0 implementer. I also happen to be director of InnoDataTix, Innovation Data Analytics, that is a US based analytics consulting firm. I'll speak more about that. I'm fast approaching 15 years of experience. Out of that, 8 years has been into extensive training, right? Do I love training? Oh, yes, absolutely. Alongside that, we also have a policy that 70% of our time we have to spend on doing consulting, analytics consulting. And 30% of our time we have to spend on delivering trainings. What does this mean? This means that the real life working experience is something that we are going to bring to the training. And this is how we aim to bridge the gap between industry and academia. A lot of people are getting trained. A lot of people are coming out of colleges, yet they're not getting jobs. Yet they are not employable. To bridge that gap, we are here. I am an alumnus of Indian School of Business and IIT Hyderabad. Until now, I have implemented 100 plus consulting engagements, out of which 40 plus were big data, data analytics, and artificial intelligence projects. These are the bunch of certifications which I possess: PMP, PMI ACP, and PMI RMP, Risk Management Professional. These three I've obtained from Project Management Institute, USA. Agile Project Management Foundation and Practitioner, I've got the certificate from APMG UK, which is based on DSDM Atten, Dynamic System Development Methodology Atten. Lean Six Sigma Green, Black, and Master Black Belt I've obtained from RABQSA, Quality Society of Australasia. I'm Tableau certified, ITIL certified. I've done a bunch of Scrum certifications, and I'm a certified auditor. To just test the waters on what is this TCS Ion ProCert certification, I took this certification. I, of course, cleared this, and I got call from TCS for interview. I told I'm not interested. I just wanted to test the waters. But this certification I felt is not worth. Why is it not worth? Because only and only TCS recognizes this. None of the other organizations recognize this. Even if you have this, it doesn't carry value. Bear that in mind, friends, please. Okay, these are the companies that I work with. I started off working with HSBC. Then I worked with ITC Infotech, Indian Tobacco Corporation. Then I worked with Infosys. And the last company with which I was employed was with Deloitte. What do I do now? Alongside being director of both of these firms, 360 Digit MG and InnoDataTix, I happen to be a chief data scientist on these companies, and I also happen to be Watson Business School. There are a few other companies who have approached me saying that they want me to be onboarded on the board of directors as chief data scientist, but given the time constraints, yep, we will have to take a judicious call, right? And Let me explain about InnoDataTix. Right, let me type InnoDataTix. InnoDataTix is rated as the 20 most promising data analytics solution providers 2018 by CIO Review USA. And yep, that's me, guys. This is an article on CIO Review. This is a project that we have done for one of the leading banks in India. Not bank, NBFCs, non-banking financial corporations. You might want to read that just to get a sense. And a lot of projects we kind of you know showcase as part of a branding initiative. And one such project which we have presented in Project Management Institute National Conference, right? That won us the first place. Likes of Vishwanathan Anand and Mark Dixon, who is the PMI, CEO, and then Mohandas Pai. These kind of folks were there. I think it's taking a while, but let me move on and show another thing. Let me. Oh, is it? Okay, let me quickly check my internet here. Let me switch. Hello, friends. Is my voice clear now? Because I have two internet connections, I switched to another. Can you please respond over chat window? Do you hear me? Friends, please can you open chat? Is my voice clear now? Can someone respond on chat? Not clear? There is some echo voice. You guys, is it now? Is it okay? All right, just me, and it's taken some. Okay, I switched to another connection. Is it audible? First one was clear, is it? Okay, sure. I switched to the first one now. Perfect. Very much. Okay, good. Nice to know that. So I spoke about InnoDataTix. Let me also open Google. So there is also PMI National Conference. I'll speak about that. All right, good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me continue in that case. Okay, so as part of InnoDataTix, we have a lot of projects, okay, which we have accomplished. A few of our prestigious customers happen to be Coca-Cola, Korean Airlines, TrueJet, Avianca, HUL, right? So on and so forth. And when we do projects, we also kind of record. Let me show you the analytics that we have done for Coca-Cola. Let me play the video. So what have we done here? That would be your question. So to answer that, we have placed industrial IoT sensors on the machines. Okay, And we started tracking on how many bottles Coca-Cola manufactures, so on and so forth. And we have also started getting the data on temperature, pressure, vibration. Machines vibrate a lot, right? When machines vibrate a lot, that is an indication that it might fail soon. Sound sensors, if it sounds weird, then machine might fail down, so on and so forth. After capturing all this data, we build prediction model to predict on what are those machines which might fail. Which component of the machine might fail? Then we used to send this information to the technician who would go and fix the issue even before something goes wrong. We have done a lot of other projects like Paradise. Right? People who are in Hyderabad, you all know, right, about Paradise. So we have built an artificial intelligence based chatbot. So just listen to this. This is another project, right? And we have done vehicle surveillance project also. So what happens here in vehicle surveillance project is it is going to track and count the number of vehicles. You see those numbers, 94, etc. This is a probability number. It will track the number of vehicles crossing a specific traffic signal or the toll booth, etc. Right? And give that report to the transport ministry, basically. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's just a video that I was playing. Okay, and then we also have built a chatbot, not chatbot, a robot, right, with artificial intelligence capabilities of facial recognition and other things. So let me play this video also for you, and you'll get a rough idea on what kind of robot we have built. So while this comes up, I would like to go back and tell you guys that we believe that the trainings that we deliver should actually help our participants work on live projects. And this training that we are going to deliver will be for 130 plus hours, and you'll have 140 plus hours of assignments. Okay, I keep giving this analogy, friends. If you want to learn swimming, right, one thing that you might want to do is watch all the YouTube videos, the best of the YouTube videos on how to swim. Do a Google search and read best of the books on how to swim, and go and jump into swimming pool. What do you think will happen, friends? You have watched best of the videos, you have read best of the books, and what do you think will happen if you jump into swimming pool after that? Would you swim or would you drown? Friends, what do you think? Abhishek, Abid, Akash, Bharat Reddy, Bhargavi, Dilip, Durga Lakshmi, Guru Raj, Ganesh, Jubin, Kaleem, Kalyani, Kannan, Karthik, Chinmay, Kumar, Manish, Mohammed, Naganjali, Nagaraj, Nikhil, Nizam, Mohan, Ravi, Sai Kumar, Sai Krishna, Sanjapu, Sankirtan, Saurav, Senthil, Sibi, Sonu, Saujanya, Srinivas, Subbu, Suman, Sushil, Syed, Vijay, Malleshwara Rao. Oh, there are a lot of people who have joined, right? You will obviously draw and die. That would be a career-ending move. Data science is exactly the same. right? Data science is exactly the same. First thing, you need to get trained by the best of the trainers, because this is a career changing move for you all, right? Then you have to practice. We will give you 140 plus hours of assignments. Until you practice, you will not learn. Until you practice swimming, you will not learn swimming, right? Plus, you'll have 140 plus hours of projects, live projects. And let me show you one more very interesting thing. Okay, this is the chatbot, I mean, the robot that we built called Vimy. Mm, it will actually track the attendance emotion, whether you're happy, sad, etc. But that aside, these are the projects that which our participants were involved, right? Behavioral analytics. Let me also show this. One of our participants from Malaysia has done this. So it will put a bounding box and determine your gender and whether you're what is your behavior like. Are you sleepy? Are you neutral? Right? Are you angry? Are you surprised? All those kind of things. Are you happy? Right? So all these kind of emotions also would get tracked, and we give our participants this opportunity to work on live projects, which will be for 140 hours. And the moment you complete your assignments, you get a certificate from 360 Digit MG. So you get certificate 1 from 360 Digit MG. Once you complete your live project, you'll get another certificate, certificate 2 from InnoDataTix. And I mean, you can say that you're not just trained, but you have worked on a live project through InnoDataTix, right? So 2 certificates, this will carry a lot of value. Number 3, you can also get certificate from UTM Malaysia, University Technology Malaysia. A university certificate, which is international, global in nature, will have its own sweet value. Okay, so these are the bunch of benefits. You will be learning about Python, which is world's #1 statistical programming tool now. R, which is number 2 at this point of time. Both of these are equally important. You will learn both of these. And people who are new to programming, you will have 16 plus hours of free programming training on Python and R. Do you know what? We get started right from basic. We will say open Google in this way. Go to Google, search, download R, and click on this link, right? And then click here to download the software and then install it. From this level, we get started. And let me show you our studio on how we get to the very basics and then explain. When you open your R Studio for the first time, this is how it appears. We will say, okay, go to the top left corner, do a drop down there. And do you see R script? Yes, we see that. Okay, click on that. Then, can I use this as a calculator? Yes, 1 plus 1. What is 1 plus 1 going to be? 2. So you type here, and do you see the option called run? Click on that. When you click on this, you would see that the result is 2 and it appears here. Literally, we get started from this level. Where to download, how to type your code, so on and so forth for 16 hours. So it will become extremely clear for you once you join that. And we also frequently look at the job opportunities, job descriptions. And in the job descriptions, if we find that if you have Tableau data visualization tool, it will add value to your profile, then we add that. In fact, we also have Tableau as part of our training. Then we train you on SQL, we train you on Hadoop and Spark, because if data is very big, How do you manage that? And Microsoft Azure for machine learning on cloud. This is also something which people are expecting now. We train you on all of these, right? And finally, we also help you understand on how to deploy the model that you built, machine learning model that you built. How do you deploy that in production? This is very, very important, friends. This is what people are asking in interviews, because everyone is getting trained and they're going and attending interviews. Now, the people who are working in this field for a lot of years, we cannot fool them easily, right? So they ask real world practical, experience that you have. They ask questions on that. Okay, you built the model. How did you deploy it? Where did you deploy it? How did you give it to your customer? Right? How did you manage the project in the first place? Right? All these kind of questions. SAS is yet another statistical programming language which is licensed, which is going to cost you roughly 1 crore or so per license. It's very costly. Hence, this is taking a back seat now. Just because that is there, we have put that over there. But R and Python are open source and free. And now is the world of open source. All right, having said this, let's get started. So what do we train you all on? We train you all on various pillars which we feel are extremely important for you to get a job. Our end objective is to ensure that our participants get placed. Number one, we train you on statistical analysis, because we understand that you would have learnt about these concepts in your 8th standard or 9th standard or 10th standard. So we get started from basic statistics, right? We help you understand on how to calculate mean, average. So we say, okay, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 numbers. How do I calculate average of this? Anyone, can you tell me what is the average of this? Anyone? Let's see who can quickly calculate this. It's very simple, right? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Yeah, absolutely, guys. You all are getting it right. Good. You add all these numbers. When you add all these numbers, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, you get 15. Divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So you get 3. That's mean. From this level, we get started, friends. We assume that our participants know nothing about statistics. They know nothing about analytics. Then you learn about hypothesis testing. You will learn about regression analysis, all of that. Then we get started with data mining supervised or machine learning. We explain you about classification techniques, black box techniques. We spend a lot of time on neural networks, right? You will learn about convolution neural networks, recurrent neural networks, artificial neural networks. And these are all part of deep learning. These are very important, and this is what the world is expecting now from data scientists. Then we will move on and learn about data mining unsupervised learning. Clustering, association rules, dimension reduction, network analytics, so on and so forth. How to analyze the unstructured data, text mining, bag of words, sentiment analysis, document term matrix, term frequency inverse document matrix, natural language processing, then forecasting. You learn about time series, model driven approaches, data driven approaches. Finally, you will learn about Tableau, right? Alongside that, we will help you understand on how to deploy your model on Shiny app, on Python Flask. You will learn about TensorFlow, Keras. All these are called as libraries. Don't worry at this point of time on what is library, okay? Library is collection of books. That is what we know, right? Library is collection of books. Here, when I say library, it is collection of programs, code, which someone else has written in the past. We will just reuse that, and that is what is needed. Okay, now let's move on further and let us understand on why is it that the world is getting crazy, and why are organizations, scaling up their operations to store more and more data. Here is the answer. So here, each time you go to a brick and mortar store, or each time you go to a supermarket and purchase products, data is getting generated. Stock market, data gets generated on stock market. Let me ask you guys, what is the frequency at which data gets generated on stock market, friends? Is it every second, every minute, or every second? What do you think? Every second. Is it every second or every millisecond? What do you think, friends? Does data get generated every second or every millisecond? Or is it every microsecond? Like Prakash Mohan has told, nanosecond, absolutely. That is the speed at which data gets generated on stock market. Okay. And research says that by 2021, there will be 50 billion Internet of Things devices. What is IoT? We will discuss, right? But tell me one thing. What is world's population, friends? What do you think is world's population? What is world's population? Anyone? Some billions, how many? Yeah, a lot of y'all are getting close to that, right? It is 7.5 billion approximately. And research says there will be 50 billion IoT devices. That means for every person on the planet, there will be 50 billion interconnected devices. 50 billion. Okay, now let me do this. Let me explain you all about IoT devices. Okay, there is a reference video here. Let me play that. Look at this. Watch the video. Very interesting, friends. Very interesting video. It's taking a while, but it's worth the wait. This is called as Murphy's Law. All the while it was good. Now, yeah.
What the public saw as magic was actually a carefully orchestrated feat of technology. We mounted an ADS-B antenna on the roof of a nearby building to read live data directly from each aircraft's transponder within 200 kilometers. All aircraft emit radio waves containing their speed, altitude, GPS location, and a call sign. Our antenna was connected to a PC with a custom-built application, which identified the British Airways planes and sent the data to our cloud server that controlled the billboards. We created a virtual trigger zone in the sky that acted like a tripwire, so that when a BA plane entered our trigger zone, within 0.2 seconds we'd cross-reference the registration number with flight data from Heathrow to determine the destination. Cloud altitude data told us if the plane could be seen, and if it could, the information was sent to our billboard. Interrupting the current content or playing our ad. We targeted the moment a plane flies overhead, inspiring our audience to share what they saw and igniting their passion to explore the world.
Data analytics. This is the future. Have absolutely no doubt, friends, on this. Okay, so that's IoT devices. See how carefully British Airways has installed the IoT devices, right? Internet of Things, devices which are connected over internet, and how they are using it to increase their sales. That's their business objective, increase the sales. Wow, wonderful, isn't it? Right? So that means for every person on the planet, there will be roughly 7 to 8 interconnected devices which would be generating data like never before. Right? Each time you go to a supermarket, data gets generated. Video surveillance, CCTV footages are generating data. And things which are extraterrestrial, that means things which are not on planet Earth, are also generating data. Do you all know what this is, friends? How many of you all know what this image is? Let me see who can get it right. Anyone? What is this? Yeah, friends? Absolutely, a few of you all are getting it right. Mars rover. Mars rover explores entire planet Mars, and it is sending videos, signals, images. So it is generating data. And do you know what? If Mars rover in the good old days, when Mars rover met with an obstacle, say there was a rock ahead, this Mars rover used to send a signal to NASA saying that, hey, there is a rock. What do I do now? It used to take supposedly 15 minutes for this signal to reach NASA. And then people from NASA used to send back the signal to Mars rover saying that, okay, do one thing, go back, go left, and then move forward. It was taking 15 minutes for the signal from Earth to reach Mars. So 30 minutes was wasted in each signal. Then what people thought is, okay, let us train this on Earth itself, and let us expose the Mars rover to rocks. Let us expose Mars rover to water. Let us expose Mars rover to steep valley. And they trained it. When there is a rock, go left, go straight, go back, such things. When there is water, please do not go there. They trained it. And that is called as machine learning. They trained it and they sent it to Mars. And when it encounters any obstacle, it takes decisions on its own because it is trained now, right? Be it Google or be it Facebook or LinkedIn or drug discovery or wearable devices, data is getting generated in a way that the world has never seen before. Do you know what? Another research says that by 2021 end, humankind will see so much of data that the amount of data would get double. It will get doubled every day. That means you sleep and you wake up, you will see double the amount of data that we have seen. And what's happening every minute? There are roughly so many users watching videos every minute, right? This is roughly 3.8 crores of people watching videos every minute. So many tweets every minute, every 60 seconds. 4,000 items sold every minute, right? Roughly 12 million messages sent on WhatsApp every 60 seconds. 1.66 billion people log into Facebook every day. What do? They generate data. 3.5 billion searches a day. And how many of you all know steganography? Are you all aware of something called as steganography? Anyone? Anyone who is aware of this, friends? You can always use chat window to respond. Okay, no? Okay. Steganography means hiding information behind images. So say you and I want to share some very sensitive information, and I don't want hackers to hack into my system. So what I do is I just send you an email saying that here are my birthday pictures. When someone hacks into my email, they will actually show the birthday images, but underneath that, when I decode that, there is actual information hidden. So things which we do not see are also generating data. And these are all the things that we see. That is just, world says 5%. 5% of the data getting generated is something which is visible to us. Yeah, cryptography, steganography, right? Encryption, decryption, all that. Absolutely, Ganesh and Syed. Right? And Alibaba. Okay, let me ask you this question. Since I work with Infosys, what do you think is Infosys annual revenue? Anyone? On what is the annual revenue that Infosys has or Infosys generates? Any guesses? Wild guesses? Their revenue is how much? $12.4 billion. This is for entire year. And how many people work? 243,000, 2,43,000 people work for entire 1 year, and they generate $12.4 billion. Alibaba, they generate a day called a Singles Day. Singles Day means people who are not married, they say that they are the happiest people on the planet, and they celebrate that day in China. On one single day, they generated sales worth $38.4 billion, which is 3 to 4 times the revenue which Infosys generates in the entire year. How many products would have been purchased? How many people would have visited the website? Right? How many clicks would have happened on their website? And imagine the amount of data which would have been generated, right? And that is the future that we are looking at. It's clearly defined that future belongs to people who work on data. Data is the new oil, have no doubts about that. Okay, so why is it that organizations are thinking about storing so much data, and why now? Because in the good old days, at least my era, we belong to an era where we were using floppy disks extensively. I still remember, when I go to internet cafe, I used to, download the files, load in floppy disks, come home, put that into my home PC, and it wouldn't work. Disaster, right? Very, very unreliable. And storage capacity was minuscule. World has evolved. Now we have micro storage devices, which should be 1/100th the size of your floppy disk, but it stores 512 GB. Humongous increase in the storage capacity. So the size of the devices shrinked. Capacity increased. And reliability is unmatched. Okay. So on one fine day, what I've done is there was some micro storage device. I put it in my pant. I forgot. And then I washed in washing machine. I dried it under the sun. Then I got it ironed. And then when I put my hand in my pocket, I felt this micro storage device. I was like, would it work? Given all these things that it was washed, dried, and also ironed. It worked very well. Still, I'm using that. So that's the amount of reliability that we have. Okay. And now data centers, like, I mean, if you take example of Google or Facebook or Microsofts of the world, the data centers are as big as the entire cricket ground or a football field. These are getting replaced by quantum computers. You observe a person with a hand on the hip there and look at the device, how small it is. So the size reduced, capacity increased, and hence organizations started storing the data like never before. And in the year 1980, the cost of 1 GB hard disk was approximately 1 million US dollars. Today, if you open Gmail account, you get 15 GB storage for free. That means the storage is coming to you for absolutely free. Absolutely. The amount of advancements that are happening in the space of chip design is unmatched. Absolutely, Suman. Right? And also there are a few laws which you have to learn, right? For any layperson, this is very important. Moore's law says that the computing speed, the speed at which computation happens, the data is processed, would get doubled every 2 years. Because you'll have chips, right, on your computers, etc. There will be something called as transistors on your chip. The number of transistors you have, more is the speed at which your data gets computed. And the number of transistors on the chips are getting doubled every 2 years. Okay. And then you also have Kreider's law, which says that you have hard disks. Okay. Hard disk will be of some size, which will store data. If this hard disk today stores 2 terabytes, in the next 1 year, for the same size, the storage will become 4 terabytes. That is the speed at which the data storage capacity is increasing. And then network capacity, according to Butter's law of photonics, the amount of data coming out of optical fiber would get doubled every 9 months. Think about 4G, think about 5G, right? So the amount of data that gets generated would get doubled every 9 months. And also when it comes to video analytics, image processing, right? There is something called as Hendy's law, which says that if you have purchased 20 megapixel camera for say 20,000 rupees now, in the next 2 years, for same 20,000, you will get 40 megapixel camera. That means the clarity, the number of pixels on your image increases. That means video analytics and image processing would become so much better. And we at our office have this video attendance. So you just walk in, your face will be recognized, and automatically attendance will be tracked. Facial recognition system. In the time of COVID-19, it really makes sense, right? Because if there is a biometric system, you'll have to put your finger. Everyone touches that. Risk is high that you might be infected, right? And hence, if you have video analytics, you need not touch anything. Automatically, your attendance gets tracked. Okay, and then there are various stages of analytics: descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, prescriptive. All these are there. You know, we will discuss about all these as we proceed further with the regular trainings, but I would skip that. One very important thing is people are getting confused between or among these terms on what is AI, what is data science, what is machine learning, what is deep learning. And in this confusion, they are using these terms interchangeably. Okay, so we have artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence in the first place? Let me try to demystify this. Artificial intelligence means you're artificially imbibing human intelligence into a system. System could be a computer, it could be a robot, right? It could be your chat bot, anything. So to explain this, let me open our website. We built a chat bot, which is artificial intelligence driven. Hey, someone is telling hello to me. Who is that? Is someone typing this? Sitting at home? No. This is our AI driven chatbot. So let me see. Where did you hear about us? From Google. Are you currently, what are you currently into? Say you're working. Great. We have special offers design. Are you an individual? Yes. Okay. Can you provide basic details? All right. That's my name. What else do you want? I want your email ID as well. Okay. What else do you want? Phone number. Okay. That's my phone number. So I give my basic details. Who is capturing? Is there a sales executive or chatbot analyst who is chatting? No, right? It is AI driven chatbot. So what did I just do? I could replace a human. I could replace a human with a chatbot. So today all the slots are done. So tomorrow, oh yes, we have slots at 9 a.m. So let me confirm. Confirmation is given. Your appointment is confirmed, and it sends a message, email to our sales folks. How was your experience? Awesome, right? This is how we build chatbot. That is how we built chatbot for Paradise also. What did we do? We replaced humans with artificial system. We have imbibed human intelligence into the system. That is artificial intelligence. All right, this is clear. Then what is data science? Data science, okay, whoever does research, they are called as scientists, right? People who do research on data are called as data scientists, okay, and they work in the space of data science. It has another subset called as data mining. So it is very similar to coal mining, friends. It is very similar to coal mining. When you do coal mining, you dig coal, you get coal. Alongside, sometimes you might get diamond, right? And when you do data mining, you mine data, no doubt about that. However, insights which are as interesting as diamond would be an area of interest for your management, for your companies. The training, the structured training will help you get these kind of insights which are as precious as diamond. Within data mining, there is a subset called as machine learning, which is all about building predictive models. Predictive modeling. Can you predict on what will happen to the stock market? Will it go up or come down? Of course, given the scenario, you would say it would come down, but otherwise. If someone applies for a loan, can I upfront predict on whether that person will default on the loan or repay the loan? And let me also tell you what we have done off late. Off late, we have taken COVID-19 data. Let me go to industry specific programs, and we have done forecasting. Okay, we predicted. This is the data which we have taken live from World Health Organization day on day. And on March 17th, we forecasted on how many new cases the world might see. And we have done that forecast, which was bang on target. What else we have done is, we have also taken lung X-ray images of COVID-19 patients. And then we have done image processing, image analytics. Right? That's what we have done, basically. Okay. These are the various things which we keep doing, and we include those in our training curriculum so that our students always learn the latest and the best. Okay. That's predictive modeling, predicting who has COVID-19, who has cancer, so on and so forth. And within machine learning, there is something called as deep learning. And deep learning is synonymous to something called as neural network. And in the world that we live in, neural network is used to build AI applications. And these are the terms that one should be aware of. What are the opportunities that we have? Data scientist, sexiest job of 21st century. Amount of data would explode from 33 zettabytes in 2018 to 133 zettabytes by 2025. Demand for data scientists is booming and will only increase. There is severe shortage of data scientists in US. In last year August report, data science skills were in very high demand, not in one industry, but across all the industries. Organizations are desperate for data scientists. There is huge demand supply gap. Demand is high, supply is low. We are not getting decent data scientists with practical knowledge, right? They are getting trained and coming, but they are useless. They cannot be hired, right? Until and unless you work on real life use cases. And salaries are skyrocketing. $140,000, so on and so forth. Huge. Will the demand continue to increase? Yes. Why? Because, question to you all, will the number of internet users increase? Yes. Will the number of users with smartphone increase? Yes. Will the technological enhancements improve? Yes. That's it. Hence, the profession called data scientist is going to explode like never before. And this is from KD Nudgets. Python is the way to go, and R is also equally important. And we train you on both of these tools. And also we are going to train you on Keras, TensorFlow, Anaconda, SQL, Scikit-learn, Tableau, all of these guys. In the top 10, except for Excel, which is, Excel is like gone, only for small data you can use that. And RapidMiner is a licensed version, not many people are using, but all these tools which are there in top 10 is something that you will learn. Okay, and there are a lot of additional use cases which we will discuss as and how we proceed further. I'll just skip these in the interest of time. Okay, and what does it take for you to become a successful data scientist? Three things. You will have to attend at least 80% of the classes. Very important. Practice. Remember swimming. If you don't practice, you would die. So you'll have 130 hours of training, 130 plus hours, 140 plus hours of practice assignments. And to gain domain knowledge, you will have to work on the live projects. Number one. Number two, you can select one of our domain analytics trainings, right? If you're coming from finance, financial analytics. If you're from retail, retail analytics. If you're from supply chain analytics, in that way, choose one. The moment you include these in your profile, automatically it will, garner a lot of attention from the recruiters. All these put together, projects are for 140 plus hours. All these put together will ensure that you become a successful data scientist. Okay, and these are a few awards that we received. We have been rated as 50 fastest technology growing firms 2018. We have been rated as the best training institute 2018. We won the best theme paper. On Google reviews, we have awesome rating, right? And these are the international accreditations we have. MongoDB is related to database, NoSQL. Okay, these are the other associations that we have: NSDC, NASSCOM, CII, FICCI, etc. These are the various corporates and colleges in which we have already delivered trainings. Okay, already delivered trainings. And this is a list of trainer pool. Trust me when I say minimum work experience here, or I would say on an average, we have a work experience of 15 years. Okay, on an average. And everyone has a strong pedigree of educational background. Attend the sessions multiple times every year. I mean, in 1 year, you can attend many times. Say you attended a session, then you felt that I have office work, I cannot attend. Don't worry. We record each and every session and give you lifetime access to the self-paced recorded videos. But if you feel, I want to not just look at the recorded videos, but also attend the session like this, whatever is happening now. Yes, you can. As part of our alumni, you enjoy free webinars and discounts on other programs. Every month, we conduct 14 to 15 webinars on the emerging techniques. So any new technique, be rest assured that you will be the first of the lot to learn that, because we have a very strong research team as well. At the end of each module, there will be quizzes. We request you to get at least 70%. This is for your own practice. Assignments. At the end of each module, there'll be assignments. You do the assignments and submit to our assignments team. They will evaluate and then give you a feedback on that. Okay, next. Internship in the space of analytics. It could be free or paid, right? You can work either with InnoDataTix, where Coca-Cola, etc. are our customers, and you will work alongside our team of data scientists. Or you might be deployed in a different company to do internship. By the way, it can be paid also, but it depends on your capabilities as well, right? And we also do one thing. The moment people enroll, we give LMS access and we ask our students to watch the recorded videos before they come to the class. What will happen is, if you watch the videos, you'll understand the concepts. And then when you come to the class, your understanding will be even better. Okay. And then we also add you to our WhatsApp group. On our WhatsApp group, we post daily 4 to 5 interview questions. That means your interview preparation starts right from day one. Roughly 5-6 people in a week keep attending interviews. They let us know on what kind of questions were asked. And we tweak our curriculum based on that every 3 months. And we also get to understand what kind of questions were asked in interview, and we keep posting those kind of questions in WhatsApp. So your preparation starts right from day one. Okay. We also help you with your resume preparation. We give you sample resumes for freshers, for people who have 5 years experience, 10 years experience, etc. And we'll help you understand on how to prepare your resume. Once this is done, we conduct mock interviews on you and we explain you about your strengths and weaknesses so that you prepare very well. Then our placement department kicks in. We have a dedicated placement department. We have tie-up with 100+ companies across India and overseas. A few of our people are working with Malaysian Airlines in Malaysia, right? So we keep ensuring that our students get placed. And we have until now trained 20,000+ people. We have a very strong connect. Whenever there are openings in their companies, they let us know. We share our participants' profiles. That's the job of our placement department. And all of our trainers are from, ISB or IIT or IIMs. So as part of that also, they have very strong network. That is how we push our participants. One of our participants joined Ernst & Young as AVP Analytics. He had 18 years experience into sales and marketing, right? Into a different profession, but still it's considered. Finally, we give you support on the live projects. Okay. When you join companies, you work on projects. We give that support as well. Now, moving on to the salary bit of it. Okay. Even before that, these are our social media forums. Please follow our YouTube channel as well. Now, let me explain about salaries. For every year of experience, you can expect 2.5 to 3 lakhs per annum. Meaning, if you are a person with 5 years experience, your salary should be anywhere between 12.5 lakhs to 15 lakhs per annum. If you're a person with 10 years experience, anywhere between 25 lakhs to 30 lakhs. This is the range. And if you're a fresher, salaries are ranging from 1.5 lakhs per annum to even 8 lakhs per annum. It depends on which company you're joining, how much pedigree you have, etc. In data science, I'm speaking about specifically data science. Okay, then there are certain questions which people usually ask. Let me answer those. Number one, I am from non-programming background. Yes, 90% of our people who are getting trained are from non-programming background. We give you free Python and R programming training for how many hours? For 16 hours. How do we train? Right from basics. We also tell you where to download, how to download. From that level, we get started. Number two, a few of them say that, hey, I'm not from mathematics background. I'm not from statistics background. Guys, even I'm not from math background or stat background, right? So we teach you right from basics, right from scratch on how to calculate mean, median, etc. And then slowly and steadily we raise the bar and teach you all the advanced concepts as well. Third, a few of them ask this question on, do you know what? All this while I've worked in SAP. I've worked in sales. I've worked in, bank. My clear answer to all of you all is that how many ever years of experience you have, if that experience can be projected on your resume from domain experience or from industry experience perspective, then it starts making sense. For example, someone who has worked on SAP, question that you need to ask is, for which company did you implement? Say, you might say that, do you know what? I implemented SAP for Bharat Petroleum, just as an example. Bharat Petroleum. Then question is, what was the business problem? What was the problem which Bharat Petroleum was facing? And why did they ask you to implement SAP? Do you know what? Their oil and gas supply chain division, they were doing a lot of manual work, etc. That's why we implemented this ERP. Yes. So you have domain knowledge about oil and gas, right? About Bharat Petroleum, etc. This knowledge will be considered valid. If I say forecast, what will be the oil production? Forecast on what will be demand for the oil. Then people who have already worked in this domain will have more knowledge. Let me take example of sales. Hey, can you forecast sales for me? Can you predict what will be the sales? Can you tell me what factors impact sales? Then certainly a mechanical engineer would not be able to tell me this. Person who has worked in sales would have the domain knowledge which is relevant, right? That knowledge will be considered as valid. Someone working with bank, if I say, hey, can you help me build a loan default prediction model? What factors impact the loan default? Then only those people who worked in bank, who have the banking knowledge, will be able to explain about loan default, right? So these are a few things which are very, very important for you to consider and understand. Start showcasing your experience from that perspective. Okay, there's a question. Okay, sure, I'll do that, Suman. Is freshers, okay, do freshers have demand? Okay, let me tell you. You go to a social media forum, friend, and look at a recent post. 11 people who were all freshers, got placed in multiple locations across the country in 1 month. This month, 11 freshers got placed, and we helped them get placed. Okay, so there is some huge demand. That is all that I can say. Huge demand. And there is a valid question. Which course are you speaking about? There are a lot of courses on your website. Okay, let me go there. Data science uh, course training. If you click on that, data science course training, when you scroll down, you'll see this, that we have 130 hours of training, 140 hours of assignments, and 140 hours of live project. These are the various modules that you are going to learn as part of the training. Okay, and these are the various tools and libraries that you'll be learning. Okay, these are the various things you might want to open. You might want to have a quick read on what all we cover, and how do we help you prepare, right? Mock interviews, job assistance, all of that. Who are the key trainers here? What kind of certificate you can expect? Everything, including your FAQs, etc. What accreditations we have from UTM, etc. Everything would be there, right? So watch this and then take a call. Okay, what are the certificates we get is another question. Okay, as soon as you complete the training, you get one certificate from 360 DigitMG. As soon as you complete the live project, you get another certificate from InnoDataTix. Apart from this, you get UTM, University Technology Malaysia certificate. Okay, for this, there'll be another multiple choice question exam. 100 questions, you need to get 70%, and then you get the certificate. This certificate is globally valid. Absolutely. It is globally valid. And we also have one more thing. People who join data science and artificial intelligence training, they also get another certificate from City and Guilds. As I've told you, this is from UK. People who do not do graduation in UK, they go for City and Guilds accredited certifications, and they get jobs just based on that. That is how valuable it is. Okay, and we also have, there is a question which was asked, so I'll go here. There is something called as domain analytics, in which we have life sciences healthcare analytics. People who join a data science, they get to choose one of the domain analytics trainings, and this is what we teach in this. Okay, life sciences healthcare analytics, how do you build prediction models, right? Hospital management, how to predict who are those people who might get readmitted to the hospital, how do you deal with clinical trials prediction, how do you build cancer prediction models, so on and so forth. Many things are there. Okay, there's another question. I work as junior DBA, so will I be considered as a fresher? No, you would not be considered as a fresher because you already have database knowledge. Data is stored in database. It can be in Oracle database, Microsoft SQL, okay, MySQL, NoSQL. It will be there in some database, right? So what you have to do is you pull the data and then build your prediction models. So you already have this knowledge. So that knowledge would be considered valid, Naganjali. Right? Next, what will be the domain for sales and marketing? Okay, so here we have something called as marketing analytics. Let me go there. Okay, you have marketing analytics here. In marketing analytics, you learn about something called as STP. Segmentation, targeting, positioning. How do you target? How do you segment? What techniques do you apply? How do you position using perceptual mapping? How do you price your product using conjoint analytics? How do you use decision calculus? So on and so forth. Right? And many other things, friend, many other things. Okay, you'll learn. Can a digital marketing analyst shift to data scientist? Absolutely, Giriraj. Okay, we also have something called as, social media web analytics, in which you learn about a lot of analytics, which is the next level for digital marketing experts. Let that open, I'll explain. And then, okay, how to explain the gap of 3 to 4 years after graduation, and still is it possible to get a job after having good? Yeah. So, Mr. S, right? I mean, not sure what your complete name is, but yeah, absolutely, right? But how to fill the gap? I would not speak on those lines, but can I help you do live projects? Can I help you do more projects so that you showcase that as your experience? Yes, right? So, yep, absolutely. If you have knowledge, you will be the hot cake. Akash has 10 years experience in ICICI. Okay. Every experience that you have. So what happens is companies such as TCS, CTS, Wipro, Wipro, Infosys, Deloitte, etc., would have verticals called as financial services insurance. Okay, they'll have verticals such as life sciences, healthcare, analytics. They'll have verticals called as retail. Okay, say there is a bank called HSBC which approaches TCS to build a loan default prediction model. Then data scientists in this vertical will handle those projects. Why? Because these are the data scientists who have banking knowledge, financial services insurance knowledge in that way. What is the scope for graphic designers? Sorry, for graphic designers, there is not much, Govinda. However, what's happening now is there is something called as reinforcement learning and GANs, which is part of our artificial intelligence. These GANs and reinforcement learning systems are automatically generating images. Automatically, they are generating images. So graphic designers are using these techniques to automatically generate the new designs. Having said that, your graphic designing experience might not be considered as valid. Okay, let me be vocal in that. Okay, so for people in marketing, right? So this is what you will learn from course objective. Network analytics, advanced techniques using probability in Google AdWords. If I spend on social media, Facebook, on Google AdWords, on print media such as newspaper, if I advertise everywhere, and if someone is purchasing, how do I attribute? What do I say? Did they watch the advertisement on television and are they purchasing? Or did they see my email and then are they purchasing? Or did they see the Google AdWord and are they purchasing, right? These kind of things would get addressed. Dr. Mallikarjun Rao is doctorate in chemistry. He has 12 years experience. Okay. Yeah, you would be fit, absolutely fit. You would fit like a T when it comes to life sciences healthcare analytics. So in the past, we have done projects for certain customers in the space of clinical trials, predicting on which of the clinical trials will be a success. What combination of drug will go with which other combination of drug, right? Doing analytics on that. Yes, absolutely. Sushil is an automation engineer. Okay, mean time to repair, mean time between failure and breakdown analytics. Which one should I opt? Okay, your regular data science training will help you predict, will help you understand techniques which will help you predict machine breakdown, machinery breakdown, machinery failure. In Coca-Cola, that is exactly what we have done, Sushil. We have taken the data from IoT sensors and we predicted on when will a machine fail. If it is going to fail, which component of the machine will fail. Okay. For people with system administration knowledge, can I predict on whether there is going to be any intrusion detection systems? Is there any hacker trying to hack into my machine? When will my server fail? Can I predict that? Yes. Which component of my server is going to fail? Can I predict that? Oh yes. Right, and this, I'm not sure why this is not opening up, but let me try. Survival analytics. The paper which I published long back on Project Management Institute is also available. Is PMI website down? Maybe. Okay, but this paper speaks about automotive analytics. You should read this. It's one of the amazing techniques that we used long back. I think PMI website is down. That's okay. Then you have a few other questions. What are those? I work for IT automation using different scripting languages and tools. Could it be a plus? Yes, because you already have programming knowledge. That would be considered as valid, Ganesh. Right? So whatever past experience you have, we have to correlate. So as part of our, resume preparation session, we discuss about those in very, very detail. All right. So I think people have started to wind up. So I will also wind up now by playing a video of our program. Here we go. It is going to come up in a bit. If you have any other questions, please ask me. If you have no other questions, then I would say thank you so much. Do scale up your career. There is an economic turmoil, downturn. Okay, so during this time, I think it really makes sense for you all to learn more. So people who do not have programming knowledge, as I've told you, there are also doctors, my dear friend, who are doing data science trainings. And doctor obviously do not even have close relationship with the computers, right? IT. They are also learning programming skills because they are building prediction models in the space of cancer prediction, etc. Okay, so here we go. Okay, you're planning to study abroad. All right. Sure, all this experience will be considered as valid. Okay. All right, friends, then thank you so much. It has been a pleasure interacting with you all, though I could not take your introduction because there are a lot of people who have joined in. Okay. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. And I'm hoping that we all will connect again as part of the actual training. Thank you all. Good night. And also please stay safe. Yeah, so you will also receive a certificate, friend, whoever is trying to go abroad to study for MBA, right? In MBA also, there'll be a lot of concepts such as hypothesis testing, regression analysis, etc. It will add value. If you get UTM certificate upfront, if you showcase that, then you can apply for a better college. All these are the advantages. Yeah, your single point of contacts, whoever call you would again call you and get in touch with you. The regular data science training, Naganjali, since you're a DBA, the regular data science training of 130 hours is something that you need to focus upon. Yep, thank you all guys.